here about does the Bible mean when this Bible describes woman as a weaker vessel? What is that? It goes without saying that women, by the psychological design, are in general weaker physically than men. Yes, generally they are weaker. But is Peter talking about that? Peter probably is not restricting his comment to physical weakness here. Coupling Peter's comments with the Paul's comments in 1 Timothy 2, it would seem that Antiochus viewed this weakness in connected with his ruling decision-making function. Most probably, this weakness connected to decision-making function. An illustration is found in 1 Timothy 2:14, where it says, it was not Adam who was deceived, but the woman being deceived fell into transgression. So Eve's weakness is apparently connected to her native docility, compliance, easily listening to, and sensitive nature, that she can be tempted very quickly. Right? So that is psychological decision-making area where she is weaker, which caused her to sin under the duress of deception. Yeah, she is weaker in that. And it is easily she can be. But on the other hand, Adam was not so deceived. He entered into sin willfully. Willfully he sinned. You can say that Eve had some kind of weakness in that way, in decision making. Yes, maybe, or maybe there are some women can jump into action very quick, right? Yeah, you decide. Maybe sometime some women are like that. They enter into decision very quick, right? Yeah, that is a weakness. Maybe men, because I know I have looked at, I'm saying because I have counseled, went through a lot of counseling process, have seen what happens. Yes, women sometimes can jump into action, and men may not, right? Or men may look a little more far ahead, future, yes. Women may not, but I'm saying in general. There are some foolish men and some women are far better than men, I know. But I'm saying in general, women can do that because their decision-making capacity is a little different, right? They're weaker in making decisions, not really talking about physical weakness. Maybe men are a little weaker, but that's not the issue. So this decision making, that's when you see some are, easily get into their skin, right? They get upset very quick. You see, women are upset very quick. That's the reason that is, let women not teach men and be, on authority, right? Because of the psychological makeup. And then we need to understand, right? Yes, while the more impassive nature of man renders him in general, I'm saying in general, more emotionally detached, right? Emotionally detached and relationally insensitive than women. Women are more sensitive, where men are less sensitive, right? And if women will pour out all the sensation to their children, where men maybe look at as if nothing happens, right? You see something happen to their child and baby, and look at how women, the mothers are just emotionally express their thing. But men will look at it and say, oh, okay, what happened? Yeah. They look at it a different way because it is different generally. It renders him in general more reason-driven and calculating in his decisions, convictions, and actions. and less susceptible to deception in his emotional sensibilities. These later qualities are invaluable at all levels of leadership, right? Invaluable. It's very important, whether military, economic, political, or pastoral. And it is for this reason that God restricts the highest leadership and teaching position in the church to men. To men. And this is very important here. Yes. So I'm saying all are equal in value, but weakness is there in the psychological makeup. Now, here is an illustration. Theological discussions of infant salvation and polygamy can rarely be conducted impassively in an audience of women. Why? I'm talking polygamy and infant salvation and discussion rarely be conducted impassively in an audience of women. Why? Because women are hardwired to be sensitive in domestic matters, particularly about husbands and children. And if you say a child, if he dies, go to hell, mothers will be upset much, right? I'm talking about husband, extramarital relationship. You cannot talk to a woman and woman listens passively. No, right? Historical collapse of missions occurred when single women entered the mission field and turned the attention of the church to the plight of the orphans, widows, and economically destitute and medically deprived, right? And what happened? Catholic movement and Pentecostal theology can be directly traced to the influence of women in the leadership of the church. And thus, church went away from the truth to emotional matters. Emotional matters. Church focus changed into planting churches, to caring for the orphans and widows and things like that, because women came into authority. This is a simple illustration that is kept here. Let's also